Welcome to this exclusive investigation that takes you deep into the best-kept secrets of the Danish royal family. If you enjoy exploring the behind-the-scenes world of European monarchies, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our revelations. Share this video with all royal enthusiasts and leave your comments to tell us what you think of these surprising revelations. What you're about to discover today will change your perception of one of Europe's most discreet monarchies. Behind the walls of Amalienborg Palace lie stories of love, broken protocol, and moments of pure emotion that have marked Danish history. Queen Margrethe II, the 80-year-old sovereign with the air of a bohemian artist, experienced moments of absolute happiness in the presence of her daughter-in-law, Princess Mary, while her husband, Prince Henrik, lavished her with gestures of tenderness that moved an entire kingdom. The story begins in January 2012. During an event that will remain etched in Danish collective memory. Queen Margrethe was celebrating the 40th anniversary of her reign, a ruby jubilee marking 4 decades of exemplary rule. That day, in the gilded halls of Amalienborg Palace, a scene of rare emotional intensity unfolded. Princess Mary, the former Australian advertising executive who became one of Europe's most beloved royals, made her majestic entrance to attend her mother-in-law's historic press conference. But what truly marked the day were not the official speeches or the rigid protocols. No, it was those stolen moments when humanity trumps royal etiquette. Queen Margrethe, usually so self-possessed, could not contain her joy as Mary approached. Her face lit up with genuine happiness, that of a mother-in-law who found in this woman from Australia much more than a wife for her son Frederick, but a true accomplice and confidant. Mary, for her part, demonstrated once again why she has become the crowning glory of the Danish royal family. Dressed in a perfectly coordinated ensemble, she embodied the modern elegance that the Danes adore. Her curtsy before the Queen was not just a formal gesture, it was an expression of mutual respect and sincere affection that had developed over the years. This mother-in-law and daughter-in-law relationship, often a source of tension in royal families, had here become a model of harmony and complicity. Meanwhile, Prince Henrik observed the scene with the characteristic tenderness that defined him. This man with an unusual background, born Henri de la Borde de Montpezat in France, had left his diplomatic career to marry the then-crowned Princess Margrethe. A decision that would change his life forever. Henrik, who had sometimes had a complicated relationship with his status as prince consort, found in these intimate family moments the full measure of his place within the Danish monarchy. The Queen's moments of jubilation in Mary's presence also revealed another side of Margrethe's personality. This sovereign, renowned for her encyclopedic knowledge and love of the arts, found in her daughter-in-law a valuable conversation partner. Their conversations, reported by members of the palace staff, ranged from international politics to the latest contemporary art exhibitions. Mary brought a fresh perspective on the world, enriching her mother-in-law's perspectives with her international experience and communications training. Henrik's affection for his wife was manifested in 1,000 different ways. Beyond the tender kisses captured on camera, it was in the small, everyday gestures that revealed the depth of their relationship. He knew her taste in flowers, her culinary preferences, and her artistic habits by heart. When Margrethe painted in her private studio, Henrik always arranged to bring her her favorite tea at the exact time she was taking a break. What made this scene even more poignant was the spontaneity of Henrik's gestures toward his wife. Unlike public appearances where protocol dictates every movement, these private moments revealed a man deeply in love with his wife, even after decades of marriage. His tender kisses on Margrethe's cheeks weren't calculated for the photographers. They were the natural expression of a love that had survived the trials of time and the constraints of royal life. The Queen herself seemed rejuvenated by these displays of affection. This woman, who had carried the weight of a crown on her shoulders for over 50 years, rediscovered in these moments the simplicity of a beloved wife. Her spontaneous bursts of laughter, so rare in public, echoed through the palace corridors like a forgotten melody. Henrik had a special gift for making Margrethe forget that she was queen and for her to become simply the woman he had married in 1967. This unique family dynamic took on an even more touching dimension when one considered Mary's own journey. Arriving in Denmark without a command of the language, without knowing the intricacies of European royal life, she won not only the heart of Prince Frederick but also the approval of her in-laws. Her relationship with Queen Margrethe became legendary in European royal circles. The two women shared a common passion for the arts, culture, and, above all, for Denmark and its people. What struck observers was how Mary managed to maintain her authenticity despite royal constraints. Her interactions with the Queen were never forced or artificial. When she bowed to Margrethe, it was with a natural grace that demonstrated both perfect upbringing and genuine affection. When she laughed at her mother-in-law's jokes, her laughter was genuine and infectious. Henrik, witnessing this family harmony, found it a source of personal pride. A man who had sometimes struggled to find his place in a monarchy where men marrying reigning queens navigate uncharted territory, saw Mary's successful integration as validation of his own efforts to adapt. He had been the pioneer, the one who had paved the way for this acceptance of foreign spouses into the Danish royal family. The Queen's moments of jubilation in Mary's presence also revealed another side of Margrethe's personality. This sovereign, renowned for her encyclopedic knowledge and love of the arts, found in her daughter-in-law a valuable conversation partner. Their conversations, reported by members of the palace staff, ranged from international politics to the latest contemporary art exhibitions. Mary had brought a fresh perspective on the world, enriching her mother-in-law's perspectives with her international experience and communications training. Henrik, witnessing this family harmony, found it a source of personal pride. A man who had sometimes struggled to find his place in a monarchy where men marrying reigning queens navigate uncharted territory, saw Mary's successful integration as validation of his own efforts to adapt. He had been the pioneer, the one who had paved the way for this acceptance of foreign spouses into the Danish royal family. The Queen's moments of jubilation in Mary's presence also revealed another side of Margrethe's personality. This sovereign, renowned for her encyclopedic knowledge and love of the arts, found in her daughter-in-law a valuable conversation partner. Their conversations, reported by members of the palace staff, ranged from international politics to the latest contemporary art exhibitions. Mary had brought a fresh perspective on the world, enriching her mother-in-law's perspectives with her international experience and communications training. Mary's presence in these intimate moments brought a special intergenerational dimension. She represented the future of the Danish monarchy, alongside Frederick, who would one day succeed his mother. Seeing the Queen radiant in her presence was also a way for Margrethe to express her confidence in the continuity of the dynasty. Mary embodied this necessary modernity while respecting the traditions most cherished by the Danes. These scenes of family happiness took on an even stronger resonance when placed in the context of the challenges facing European monarchies in the early 2000s. At a time when some royal families were rocked by scandals, when questions about the relevance of monarchies were multiplying, the Danish royal family offered an example of stability and authenticity that reassured citizens. The special chemistry between these three personalities, Margrethe, Henrik, and Mary, created a unique atmosphere within Amalienborg Palace. The staff reported a relaxed and warm atmosphere that contrasted with the sometimes cold image associated with royal residences. Henrik, with his French background and artistic personality, brought a Mediterranean dimension to the Nordic rigor. Mary, with her Australian experience and international training, infused a cosmopolitan spirit. And Margrethe, with her deep Danish culture and sense of royal responsibility, brought it all together. These moments of family communion also revealed the personal challenges overcome by each. Henrik had had to learn Danish and adapt to a climate and culture different from those of his French youth. Mary had made the same journey from Australia. Both had chosen to sacrifice part of their primary identity to serve a crown and a people who were not their native land. This shared experience created a special bond between them, that of foreigners who had become more Danish than nature. Margrethe's joy at the sight of these two people who had enriched her life and that of her family was palpable. She, who had grown up with the idea that her destiny was sealed, that she would have to bear the weight of the crown alone, had discovered with Henrik and then with Mary that love and complicity could transform obligations into shared pleasures. Her jubilation was not feigned, it was a sincere expression of deep gratitude to these two people who had chosen to share her exceptional destiny. Today, as time has passed and the Danish royal family has undergone significant changes, these moments of pure happiness resonate as precious testimonies of what a modern and humane monarchy can be. They remind us that behind the crowns and the protocols lie human beings with their emotions, affections, and simple joys. As we close this intimate chapter of Danish royal life, one question remains and deserves your consideration. Do you think this authenticity of family relationships within the Danish monarchy explains why it remains one of the most popular and stable in Europe? And how do these private moments truly influence the public perception of a royal family in the modern era?